Hello everyone, the power of decision. A lot of people say that when you make a decision, you have to live with it. But I believe you have to live with the consequences of your decisions. So if you are interested in this subject, stay with us because tonight we're going to talk about this. And without any further ado, I'm going to welcome all those who are here already with us tonight. So I would like to say hello to Alexandra, Marco, Lolita, and some other people who I can't see their names, Valdi, and Alda Dulce, everybody, Mariana, all these people, beautiful people that are here to support us. So please, if you have any questions during this session, please ask the questions and I'll do my very best to answer them. But let's talk about our subject today, and it's a subject that I love because yesterday I was in a group and we were talking about how people fear to make decisions. But we don't realize, but we make about 20,000 decisions a day. I know it's crazy, but that's approximately how many decisions we make a day. 20,000 decisions a day. Of course, some of these decisions are decisions that we make without even realizing. They are unconscious. So this morning, I decided which clothes I was going to wear, if I was going to work by bus or by train, if I had enough time to cross the streets, what I was going to have for breakfast, and so on and on. So these are small decisions that we make in all the time, and we are not even aware that we are making these decisions. But it's not about these decisions that we have issues. We have issues when we have to make big decisions. And when we have to make big decisions in our lives, those decisions that are going to affect our life, those are the decisions that we sometimes feel scared to take those decisions. So those are the ones I'm going to talk about today. As I was saying, I was yesterday in a group and people were telling me sometimes they get anxious when they have to make a big decision. So our emotions sometimes get on the way. Sometimes we get scared, sometimes we are trying to control the outcome of our decisions, and sometimes we can't really foresee what's going to happen, so we get stuck. But I'm going to share with you a story that happened to myself. So I've been doing this work, live streaming for a while, and last year at the beginning of the year I decided that I was going to do this work, but I was going to do it in English. I was used to do it in my own mother tongue, which is Portuguese. But then when I start thinking about changing, I start to postpone it. So I was going to start in January, and then I decided to go in March, and the next thing was June. And then I stopped to think, why I'm still postponing this decision? Why am I not taking this decision? And then I realized why I was doing it. Because every time I was recording myself in a video, I was always looking and listening to what I was saying, and I was scared because I realized that I was making mistakes. So sometimes I was not clear in my message, sometimes my grammar was not good. So I started to become aware that people was going to judge me. Maybe even scared that people would judge me if I was a good coach or not, because my English wasn't perfect. But then I realized at that time I didn't even know how much perfectionist I was, and I was kind of shocked. I thought, perfectionist? I never thought I was a perfectionist. But every time I record a video and I was criticizing everything I was saying, I realized that I didn't really make that decision because I wanted to be perfect. And that's where we get stuck. Sometimes we don't do what we want to do because we want it to be perfect. So I looked what was the meaning of the word perfectionism. So I found out perfectionism comes from a Latin word, which actually what perfectionism means in Latin is an action that has been completed. So I say it again. Perfectionism means an action that has been completed. And I thought, didn't make any sense. How can an action be completed if I even started? So in order for us to reach perfectionism, we have to try over and over and over again. And we have to make mistakes, allow ourselves to make mistakes until we get perfect. If one day we're going to get perfect. So the fact that I was making a decision to bring my message to the public in a language that is not my own, and that I was afraid of people listen to me and criticize me and judge me, that stopped me from making that decision. So I was thinking, so if I'm not deciding because I'm not perfect yet, it's never going to happen. So I done something that is what I want to tell you. I want to share with you today, so you might use it yourself as a strategy to help you to make decisions from now on. So when I realized that what was stopping me was my perfectionism, then I thought, well, I won't get perfect, or I won't get into my standards at least, unless I try it and unless I keep doing it. So then I thought, okay, so that is established. And then I check the consequences. So if I decide, if I choose to do this, if I make that decision, what are the consequences? Is these consequences, where is it, am I able to live with those consequences? If that is yes, then I went for it. Because what happens is sometimes we are dwelling in a decision because we don't know the outcome. So when you make a decision, and the decision, you are the only one who's going to be affected by it, by all means, check what are the consequences. So what is the worst thing that can happen and what is the best thing that can happen? So in my case, the worst thing that can happen was I could make mistakes. I can say something that is not quite grammatically correct. So people can criticize me and can make fun of me. So this is the worst that can happen. And the best thing that can happen is that I can help other people to make decisions, to make it easier. So I went for it. So in so many ways, sometimes we are a step away from making a decision that can change our lives forever. But because we are so scared of the outcome that we almost freeze and we don't do anything about it. So my suggestion to you is, if you are stuck in your life because you don't know, because you are scared of the outcome, check your environment. Are your decisions, the decisions you want to take, do they affect anybody? Do they affect your family? Do they affect your co-workers? Do they affect, your friends? If they do, check with them. If they only affect your own life, check the consequences. Are you able to live with the consequences that you are about to get if you make that decision? Most times we are. Most times we are able to look after or to stand our consequences. But because we always are trying to be perfect, or we most of the times we want people to like us, to agree with us, and to look at us and thinking that whatever we do is fine. We are scared of the criticism and all these vibes, so we are stuck and we don't do anything about it. So remember that we make 20,000 decisions a day. So today, think of those decisions that you've been postponing for more than years. Like it took me 1 year to make that decision. But then when I checked, and I checked my reality, and I checked only the consequences were actually quite good. And then things changed. So that's why I'm here today talking to you in a language that is not mine, and taking the consequences of making grammar mistakes, or maybe saying something that you cannot quite not getting. But I take the risk, because life is like that. Sometimes you have to take risks. Because think of something that you've decided maybe 10, 20 years ago that changed your life completely. But the problem is, when we are about to make a decision to change something that is quite big for us, we have this tendency to think that things might go in a bad way, may things happen in a negative way. And so we stop ourselves from making that decision. But it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe something happened to you. Maybe you made the wrong decision some years ago, and you're living now with those consequences. But you don't have to be there. You can choose to do something different. You can choose to say sorry to the people you might have hurted. You might choose to change your career if you've chosen a different that you don't like. So you can always do something about it. And I think that's a strategy that where you can check your environment and you check the consequences. If you can live with the consequences of your choices and your decisions, then go for it. Because my thing is, don't be the richest person in the graveyard. Is not a good thing. So live your life to the fullest. Live the best way you can and move forward. Don't just get stuck in one place, because just decide, if you decide not to take the decision, it's already a decision on its own. So look at your life. Look what else you could be doing. And that's you're just waiting to take that decision, like myself 1 year ago. It took me 1 year to make that decision. And now I'm here. Am I perfect? No, far from it. But I am learning every time I come here and I talk to you in a language that is not mine, making mistakes. I'm embracing my humanity. I'm embracing the part of me that makes mistakes. I'm embracing the part of me that is more like everybody else. Because I'm not perfect. And I don't think I will ever be perfect. But I am doing something. I'm trying to improve. And that is the beauty on us as human beings. That we are here to get better, to improve, to be the best that we can. We mess up, we miss up, we do a lot of things that we make mistakes, but that is normal. But today, think of those decisions that are waiting for you to make, but you are scared, you are stuck. Check your emotions. What is stopping you? Is the fear of rejection? Is the fear of not being able to achieve what you want? Even if you are not at the first time, at the second time, doesn't matter, try it again. Because it's only by trying over and over and over again that you're going to achieve what you want to achieve. And that is very important that we understand. We live in a culture these days that everybody wants to become a millionaire, everybody wants to be successful and famous in 1 month. Before, for you to be a millionaire, you would have to work so hard, so you only be a millionaire when you were on your late 40s or 50s. But now, a young kid, 18, 17, they are millionaires. But because people see that, everybody thinks that just with one idea, you can become a millionaire. And so we get on this craziness, we get these ideas, and we get stuck. Even the ideas we have that are original, we are scared of making the decision to do something about it. So think, if what you want is something that you think is achievable, so check your environment. Am I able to live with the consequences of this decision? If the answer is yes, go for it. Don't wait any longer. Don't do like me. Don't wait a year until you make up a decision, because you're going to mess up anyway. So the sooner the better. The quicker you fall, the quicker you stand up again. And that is the idea. So for you to be where you want to be, you have to make that decision. And sometimes it's much easier than you think it is. So nothing will change until you change. And that is the message I have for you today. And I'm just going to say hello to the guys here. So Elena, hi, okay, Claudia from Lisbon, hello from Lisbon, Fernanda here, good evening. Oh, Alanis must be Francini, and everybody else who's here. So guys, thanks for your support, and please think about the things that you want to do, and don't wait for next year, don't wait for next month. Think and make that decision. Love you all. See you next week.